Hey, hi everyone. Thank, thanks Blog Review for the kind invitation. Um, Today, I can see that there's a good mix of speakers from all over. I see friends from London, um, UAE, all accommodating to the time zone right now. So I've heard Dr. Jones' welcome speech earlier, and and I must say that during this period of time, um, having all of us online to talk about some of these issues globally is going to be very helpful. So for myself, I'm told to give a quick introduction. So again, my name is Andy Lian. I am right now in Singapore. Um, I'm more known for my work in the cryptocurrency space, and I am very much pro-government. I've given my advice to multiple governments on blockchain-related technology implementation to crypto bill-related consultancies. So for my current profile, I am the advisory board member of Hyundai DAC. Hyundai is a well-known motor brand, and Hyundai DAC is the blockchain arm for uh, the whole group. Apart from that, I give my advice through Asia Productivity Organization. I'm the only blockchain advisor giving my advice to 22 countries, and I also give my advice to Gyeongsang-buk, South Korea. One of the province there, uh, speaking directly to the governor to look at blockchain-related matters for his province. Um, I will not bore everyone with my background. Today, when the blog review came to me and say, hey, what do you want to talk about? What are some of the issues that we could all discuss together? Because right now we have 10 of us at the round table. We want to talk about um, issues that are current, issues that are pressing, and the topic about short selling came to mind inbox. So the topic that I will look at will be short selling. What is it? Why is it risky? And how this will affect crypto or crypto space in general. All right. I must first say that I'm not a stock expert. I do play in the market, but I will use the simplest form of explanation to put my points through. So perhaps right at the start, I would love to give an overview on the Gamestop saga. So what is a short squeeze? So last week we have a lot of events, happening. GameStop is definitely one of them, and we have seen unprecedented events, in my opinion, in the stock market. So, so maybe in my own words, this is how I see the short squeeze and how it works. So whenever you buy a stock, you own it. You buy the stock because you are hoping that the price of the stock will go up due to the performance of the company, due to the great management. They bring in the good traction, they bring in the good deals, and the stock price goes up. So this is normally what people are doing. But when you short it, you're basically betting on the stock to do badly. So some hedge funds, are shorting a couple of stocks last week. Uh, they have shorted more than 100%, some to 140%. So how did that started? It started through a Reddit group. Um, they obtain the information online, and these are all publicly available information. They went in together to buy the stock and driving the price up. um, they created a short squeeze. The group drove the price of the stock leading to the hedge fund paying more than what they had sold for before returning the borrowed shares at the cost of professional traders. So, so these are very technical things. If you do not understand what I've just said, I could also recommend you um, some website or some books to read on. If you are a trader to be, But coming back to the whole situation is that um, Robinhood, which is an app that is targeted at mass retail investors, to buy stock very conveniently. Um, that app itself got, was asked to stop. They want to stop the whole trading to protect the market, and by doing so, you would then see a force and forcing it to crash. And despite all this, because of all the people working together, the stock eventually went up again. So this is something very different, from what we see, and the people are winning, right? So what are some of the situation, that's going to come out from here? If GameStop new shareholders were to hold them long enough, and um, really hold them, and of course wait, the hedge funds will eventually go out of business. So you can see on the news feed that I think today or yesterday, Melvin Capital lost about 53% of their investments, and this is pretty alarming. Um, of course, you also see Elon Musk and other celebrities. They are all tweeting, asking all to buy and hold. This movement became very much organic, and that is how the whole saga happens. So, so coming back to the thing, I look at some of these questions that were asked before the session by the community, and those people who have signed up for this roundtable review. They asked one question, which is, what should investors know before shorting stock? Sometimes, I do ask myself again, whenever we talk about investors, in a very loose manner, what kind of investors are we talking about, right? So in this situation, we just look at normal retail investors. So for me, my 2 cents worth is this: investors would need to know what kind of risk they are getting themselves into. Um, the risk can be fairly direct, how much they can afford, um, what kind of money they can lose, So put it this way: if you have ever lost money on stock, you have probably wondered if there's a way to make money when stock fall. There is, and this is called short selling. Even though it seems to be the perfect strategy for capitalizing on declining stock prices, it comes with even more risk than buying stocks the traditional way. So investing in stock in the usual way is already fairly risky, for many, and short selling it would be a lot tougher. And I would want to emphasize this in my quick summary here, is that since it is such a difficult task, short selling should be left to the more experienced investors with a large portfolio that can easily absorb sudden and unexpected losses, and that can protect themselves. Smaller retail investors do not have such an ability to do that, right? So so together with my previous reply, then people would also start to ask, how risky is it to follow leads on forums like Reddit? Um, so if you are very much into investments, you are very socially aware of all these things. These are not new. So if you are in an investment group, or in investment groups, or on social media such as Telegram, Twitter, of course Reddit as well. There are many groups soliciting the to jab a certain individual stock. You know, this is really not something very new. Social influencers are also doing that um, in the stock market and also in the crypto market. I would say it is very dangerous to follow blindly to the so-called financial advice that these people or these groups are trying to do, on social media. And many times the expected outcomes are not what you want. When I say not what you want, it is like okay, let's buy in together and sell at a certain price. For some of these groups, they put it very specific. What kind of price, and they are going to let go and so forth. They are going to pump to a certain targeted price. But different people will have different risk appetite, right? And sometimes they um, want you to bet on the opposite, right? So that those influencers or those advisors would actually get more money out from there. So please try to follow uh, 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 the news, read some of the good advice that that and also trustworthy advice from various groups, and make your own decision, because whatever risk that you are involved in, only you would know. None of us would know what kind of financial situation you are in and so forth, right? So this time round, on Reddit, this group particularly managed to make it, right? And trust me, they made it. It doesn't mean that all the groups are going to make it, because of the differences and also sometimes in the conflict of certain interests. It is not so simple. So when they make it, you also got to think, what about the hundreds or even the thousands of times where retail investors got hurt? So this is not something new, but at the same time, it is very, very risky because of the different uncertainties that you can see. So I also got to uh, look at one or two other questions that were put forth uh, again before our session here. I think being very much interactive and answering to some of these questions would help to get more people understand what the whole situation is about. So I chose a more interactive approach. Hopefully, I mean, right now it's still somewhat one way, but I hope those who are watching the video right now would link back to the questions that they have in mind for the GameStop saga. So the next question was, in this GameStop saga, was there any institutional money, the other camp, pushing the squeeze, and will technology like blockchain help? Um, well, I hope not. We will be losing faith in this so-called free open market in US. I would believe not all hedge funds are bad, not all financial services guys are bad, not all bankers are bad. There are only a small handful of bad actors right now, and I still felt that the market is still okay. So if you again read the headlines, Nasdaq CEO is calling regulations to come in and account for what has been done, because um, it is highly unreasonable, right? So on my end, I really hope that the regulators can and should get to the bottom of this. How is it possible for them to short more than 100% of the stock, during this period of time? And I also believe that the system must be upgraded in order to have a much fairer market, a much open market. This is also a perfect time to look at the blockchain technology. For those who do not know or heard about blockchain technology but do not know what it is about, in summary, this is a rather new technology, for businesses to look at. It is the same technology that is backing up Bitcoin and many other cryptocurrency. Without going into much details, how the technology is going to work um, for all of us is fairly simple. With the technology itself, we can see an improvement in the transparency, efficiency in this whole open market. So together with the same point of blockchain and cryptocurrency, during this period of time, Reddit group, another one, and another group called the Satoshi Street Bet, they have driven up the price of Dogecoin. Dogecoin is one of the earlier coins. To me, it is very much decentralized. Um, it was meant to be a joke and a nice meme, in the crypto space. But during this period of time, um, Doge started to rally after a Twitter user calling himself chairman of Wall Street Bets. Based on what I understand, he's not affiliated to the subreddit that we talked about previously. He started to ask the followers to to look at the cryptocurrency. That went up, but do not think that this is the same kind of a short squeeze effect, um, uh, as you can see from Gamestop or AAMC. What you are seeing on Dodge is more. It's not a short squeeze. It is an effort, or maybe an effect of social media gathering and working together. You cannot short or squeeze Dodge. It is only rising because of pure speculation. So this Dodge movement is used to demonstrate how users can manipulate prices together if they move together. An individual cannot drive the price, but a group or community of people who work with the same goal can do that. Again, this is not the first time this coin has such jumps. Previously, Elon Musk extended support for it on Twitter, and we saw a jump as well. So, what I'm trying to say is that because of the crypto space and the crypto market, the whole market cap is not that huge. Such an act working together is really able to drive the price up. But I would like to say that for all these coins, it's not so much about the price. It's not so much about how much the coin it is worth right now. It's about the value that you are going to create. So if you can command such a big group of people to support your coin, you can jolly well look at how you can better utilize the coin and use it, widely, in the real world situation. That can definitely help to drive your price in the longer term, and that kind of price drive would be more sustainable than just a short burst of users, coming in to do whatever they did to Dodge, right? So this has been a fairly interesting. I think the last question, I think she came from a Singaporean. They were asking, can such a similar short squeeze situation happen in Singapore? Well, if you look at the Singapore Act, Securities and Futures Act, based on my understanding, short selling is not banned in Singapore, but SGX, which is Singapore Exchange, require investors to mark sell order as long or short, and publishes both daily and weekly reports on the short selling activities. Abusive short selling, for example, with the spread of false rumor, fake news, could also be prosecuted as a form of market manipulation or deception under the Securities and Future Act. So you see, there's an act in place, and such policies would help to improve transparency on short selling activities in the security market, and also enable investors to make more informed trading decisions as you try out in the market. So with the additional help, like I've emphasized, such as blockchain, it helps to also reduce the chance of us being in that situation. But again, I'm not speaking for Singapore. I'm not speaking for the stock exchange. In my opinion, anything can happen. Whether it's a short squeeze or whether it's any other form of manipulation. It may happen, but perhaps less likely in Singapore because our MAS has been very active in helping investors to curb such issues. So I'm not so I'm okay. But again, I think it's not so likely to happen in Singapore. So to just sum up, I do also see that the next speaker from UAE will be talking about some interesting topics that is very similar to what I've said here. He will touch on specifically on short squeezes that may happen in cryptocurrency and how is that going to work. I hope what I have presented here right now would give you a good overview of the whole situation for Gamestop, shorts selling and so forth. And the next speaker will go into more in-depth on crypto related short selling and so forth. So I think we have a very good lineup of speaker. I'm happy to be the first speaker on this panel, sharing some insights, and thanks to this blog review again for setting up this roundtable discussion, and I look forward seeing everybody again for another session of global roundtable review brought to you by this blog review. Thanks team blog review. And if you have any other questions, you could always look for me on Twitter, or you can go up to my website at andy.com, ANNDY.com. Just drop me a message. I'm always happy to reply to any of your inquiries or any questions that you have. And God bless. Stay safe, everybody. Thank you.